Recording in progress.
Hello and welcome to today. I am Natalie. It is fantastic to see you. As you can see, I'm standing on my mat. I have some shoes. I have a strap. If you have one, that would be great. Some blocks, your handheld weights. I have some water behind the camera. Have a foam roller. Don't worry about that. Welcome to this moment. Again, I am Natalie for your at-home workout. Today, we're going to be working on your lower bodies. So make sure you have a clear space and let's get started. We're going to start by passively stretching down on the mat, eventually standing up to work on your lower body. So let's get started. Let's roll those shoulders up, back, and down, being lifted by those ears right away. Let's fire on your abdominals, lengthen from the ears, and let's inhale, possibly looking up depending how your neck is, and just exhale and roll shoulders back a few times. Inhale up. Let it out through an open mouth. Roll shoulders back. Do it again. Inhale up. And exhale and roll shoulders back, please. Do it one more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend with your knees, hinge from the waist, and swing those arms down and inhale back up. And exhale, swing and bend those knees. Allow your head to go with you. Let's do this a few more times with your own breath. Every time coming up, open through your heart, your shoulders. Two more. Firing on those abdominals. Keeping everything nice and engaged. Last one. Exhale, bend. Stay here. Hinge from the waist. Maybe bring your weight a little bit more towards the front. Splay those toes, peel them away from the mat, and then place them down. Your head is pointed towards the floor, towards the mat. And if it feels good, just kind of wiggle through those hips. Keep a really big bend in those knees. This is probably the first stretch for your hamstrings. Allow your head to go with you. And then bend both knees, please. Drop your head, core engage. Walk your fingertips towards that left side. And then walk over to your right side. Getting a nice side body stretch. And back through the center. Wiggle out those hips again. Bend both knees. Come down to one knee, then the other gently. Swinging those legs around, please. Sitting nice and tall. Let's grab that right leg, bring it in close to your chest, even keeping everything engaged. And now tuck your chin and roll yourself down onto the mat. Make sure you have your strap accessible. If you don't have a strap, that's okay. You can use your hands. Bringing both knees into your chest, rocking back and forth, please. Allow those shoulders to be touching the mat. Lower that left foot to the mat. Draw that right thigh into your chest. Lengthen tailbone. See if you can press those shoulders into your mat. Lengthen that leg. But keep a bend in it. Bend and straighten. Get some movement in that knee. And then straighten your leg. You could still have a soft bend in it. Our hamstrings are just saying hello. Circle your big toe. both directions. Point and flex that foot. Get the ankle moving. Maybe even saying thank you to your feet for supporting you and all that you do, all the walking, all the everything. And then bend that knee close to your chest. Grab your strap if you have one. Place it below those toes, grabbing both ends in each hand. Let's just bend and straighten and see if you could pull that leg a little closer. Never forcing. We're just kind of warming up, checking in with our body, saying hi to our muscles. Bend and straighten. And then straighten that leg. Take both ends of your strap in that right hand and just open out to the side. Your left leg might splay open a little bit so that you could balance yourself. I really want you to flex through that foot, press through the heel. And I really want you to press that left hip down. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you want to bend and straighten that leg here, finding some movement. Take the stretch that feels good to you here in this moment. And then find some stillness. Take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, bringing both legs back up through the center, core engaged. And bend and straighten that leg again. And straighten that leg. Take both ends of your strap in that left hand. Open out through that right arm. Shoulders on the mat. And just cross that center line. And return it back to the center. Bend your knee so you could remove the strap. Drawing both knees into your chest. Rock it back and forth, please. Nice. Lower that right leg onto the mat. Drawing that left thigh really close. Find some compression in that hip. Lengthen tailbone. Straighten your leg. Just bend and straighten that leg. Get some movement in that knee. Check in with your hamstring. And then straighten that leg. And bend it. Get your strap again. We'll do the same thing with that strap. Taking both ends in your hands. Bend and straighten that leg again. Maybe drawing that leg closer. Maybe not yet. That's okay. And then straighten that leg. Take both ends of your strap into that left hand and open that right arm to the side and open up through the side. I really want you to flex through that left foot, pressing through that left heel. Right leg probably will open up a little bit to balance out your body. Press that right hip down. And maybe if you did it on the other side, bend and straighten that leg as well. Just keep that foot flexed. And then find some length, straighten out that leg, breathe, take a few breaths here. Breathe into all those muscles supporting your body. And on the next inhale, drawing everything, your legs back to the center. Straighten that leg. Take both ends of the strap into that right hand and just cross your center line. But keep that left hip down, please. And return back to the center. Bend your knee very generously. Remove the strap. Straighten your leg one more time. Point and flex that foot. Circle that big toe in both directions. And then bend both knees, bring them into your chest, rock back and forth, please. And then lengthen legs and arms in opposite directions. Take a full body stretch here. Let it out. Roll to one side, please. Press yourself back up. Find yourself in a tabletop position. Grab your blocks. Make sure they are accessible to you, please. And find your tabletop. Hands and knees. Hands and knees. Find your tabletop, core is engaged. Thank you for joining me today. Wrists under shoulders, spread out those fingers, press into those knuckles, evenly press into those fingers. Make sure that they are doing the work as well. And engage your core. And let's take a tailbone circle in one direction. Other direction. Spine is nice and long. Wiggle out through your jaw, no tension in your jaw. Wiggle hips side to side, and then find some stillness. Lengthen your spine, abdominals engaged, pelvic floor lifted, and I just want you to exhale and round through the spine, pressing into all your knuckles, your fingers. Inhale, lowering the belly, lifting your chin, your heart, and just move through your cat and cow back and forth a few times. Warm up your spine, getting it ready to support our lower body, warming up our trunk. One more time, really pressing into the tops of those feet, please. And then on your next inhale, return back to a flat back, and let's kick back that right foot. Flex those toes on the mat, press everything back, get into those calves. And return that right foot back. Extend your left foot behind you, pressing back. Return that left knee back and kick your right hand between those feet. Find a low lunge. Lengthen your back leg. Find your blocks if you'd like to use them. Really be mindful of that knee over that ankle, in alignment with that ankle. So take the stretch right here. I'd like to move through it first, so press back, pressing into that right foot, getting into that hamstring, and then bending the knee forward. Do that back and forth, even getting into that left hip flexor. And then bend your front knee. Stay here for a few breaths, really lengthening through your spine, allowing your hips to drop. Using your blocks or not, press those hips back, bringing them right over that left leg in alignment. Flex your right toes. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, hinge forward, using blocks to bring the floor closer or not. Breathe through it, and then I want you to point and flex. Point and flex. When you flex, really splay those toes. And then keep that foot flexed. And let's bend that front leg, coming back up, using blocks or not. Return back to your tabletop, please. Pressing into the knuckles, into the fingers, core engaged. I want you to kick that right leg up, flex that right foot, and I want you to take some hip circles, drawing circles with that knee. And then reverse. Nice. Place that foot back down, wiggle through those hips. And kick the left foot up, flexing that left foot, taking some circles on this side, drawing a circle with your knee, and then reversing it. And then kick that left foot between your hands, lengthening right leg behind, coming up to that lunge. Breathing. So again, finding that alignment with that knee and that ankle, using or not. And then let's find that movement. Press back, flexing through the toes, and then bending the knee. Rocking back and forth a few times. And then stay in that lunge. Allow those hips to sink closer to the floor. Lengthen your spine, stretching through that right hip flexor. Pressing into those blocks, press your hips back, finding the alignment of that hip and that knee this time. Bring yourself up, flex those toes off the mat, and then hinge forward, please. Supporting yourself with the blocks or not. And then I want you to point and flex that front foot. Splay those toes, wake them up. And then keep that foot flexed, please. Find some stillness. Take a few deep breaths here. Your core is still engaged. And pressing back into that front foot, bending that knee. Bring yourself back to that tabletop. Flex those toes on the mat, please. And then sit those hips back, either on a block or hips to heels. Lengthen your spine. Let's circle those wrists, please. Both directions. Make a fist and extend those fingers. Good. Shake out those hands. Play the piano. Circle your thumb in both directions. Flick your fingers. Can you sit taller? And let's come off of those toes, squeezing them, extending them, perhaps gently batting them on the mat. And then I'd like you to sit on your hips, swing those legs around. I'd like you to cross your right ankle over that left knee in this seated figure 4. And then I just want you to hinge forward as far as you can. Lengthen from your spine. Maybe it's not very far. That's okay. It's a different type of stretch. And then walk yourself up, lengthen right leg, bend left knee, crossing left ankle over right knee. Sit nice and tall and hinge forward. Maybe the other side is more flexible, maybe not. Doesn't matter. And walk yourself back up. Shake out those legs ahead of you. Inhale those arms up. Flex through the feet and hinge forward. Walk yourself back up. And inhale up. And exhale, hinge forward. Walk yourself back up using those hands one more time. And hinge forward as you exhale. Stay here for a few breaths. Allow your knees to bend softly. Working on lower body today. Think about what's happening in your lower body. What do you want to focus on? Maybe how many reps you would like to do today. One more breath. Inhale through the nose. And let's exhale through the mouth, a cleansing breath. Placing your hands on the side of your body. On the mat, walk yourself up, roll shoulders up, back, and down. Swing those legs behind you. Find your tabletop. Curl toes along the mat before we go into that down dog. Find your tabletop, please. And let's lift those knees in beast. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Walking hands above, ahead of those shoulders. Lengthening, pressing hips to the ceiling. Find your down dog. Pedal through those feet, please. Bending and straightening knees. Shake out your head, nod it. Nice. Press heels into the mat. Walk your feet towards your hands. Widen those feet, bend those knees generously. If it feels good, grab opposite elbow, swing gently. Bend knees, super bendy, generously remove. Holding those elbows, press into those heels, roll yourself up. Roll shoulders up, back, and down. Shake out those bodies, wiggle it out. Grab your shoes, grab some water, grab your weights, and we're going to work on those lower bodies. Now we were just on the floor, so make sure you don't take that head below that heart when you're putting on your shoes, perhaps using a table, a chair. Support yourself, love yourself. We're going to mix up some body-weighted exercises with some handheld weight exercises. So we're going to mix a few of those things up. And again, make sure your area is clear so you don't trip or any of that. Grab some water, grab all those things to support you, and we're going to get started. We're going to start with a body-weighted adductor, side to side. And what I would like you to think about is your knees and your toes following the same direction. So we're going to hinge side to side. So side, we're going to do single, single, and hold it here, pulse. And single, single, hold it here, pulse. Do it again. Hold it here, pulse. Again, long spine. Hold it here, pulse. Single, single, double, hold it here. One more. And hold it here. Let's grab those weights. Weights to the side. We're going to take the double out. So we're going to go single, bring it up, single, and on your double, stay here and pull back twice. Do it again. Single, single, hold it here, pull back twice. Again. Hold it. Do it again. Single, single, hold it. We have one more set each side. One more on your left. Woo. Hold it here. Beautiful. Remove the weights. Back to body weight. Single, single, double, starting on that left side. Single, single, double, hold it here. Single, single, hold it on this side. One more set each side. Hold. One more. Finishing on that right side. Beautiful. Bring those legs back in. If you want, you can jump them together. Set it up for that left side. On this side. Hold it. Pull back. Two of them. Here we go. Awesome. Yes. Soften the look on your face. Unscrunch those eyebrows. One more set on each side. Nice. Yes. Beautiful. Bring those feet together. Shake it on out. Especially if you got winded. We're going to bring those feet a hair wider than those hip bones. Regular squats. You ready? Let's shoot for 12. Here we go. Really use that full range of motion. Core engaged, spine is long. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab that weight. Place it in your right hand. Left arm is long. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to shoot for 6 or as many as you like. Today I'm going to shoot for 6. Straight arm out, squat, and lift leg and arm. Squat, lift leg and arm. 3 more. Two and 1. Beautiful. I'll do one more for good measure. Let's remove that weight out of your hand. I like to keep my weights at somewhere up high so I don't have to bend down and get them, so that we risk, falling over when your heart rate is high. Feet under those hip bones, a little bit wider, 12 squats. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Headed over to the other side with that weight in that left hand. Right arm straight out, help you balance. Squat into your leg lift and overhead reach. Here we go. Three, 2, and 1. We did it. One more. We did an extra one on that other side. Beautiful. Shake it out. Grab some water, please. Shake out those hands. Wiggle those fingers. Awesome. So now into a lunge, a very short lunge. Let's bring that right leg back, coming up on those left toes. And we're just going to lunge. That's all we're going to do is bend both knees. Let's shoot for 12. Keeping core engaged, holding onto a wall with that right hand if need to. If you need to, then go ahead. Here we go. Bend and straight. Keep that spine nice and long. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, my friends. Beautiful. Grab your weight. We're going to place it in our hand this way, and we're going to twist to that front leg. So let me show you. Find your lunge again. So we're going to lunge, twist to the right. Lunge, twist. Keep that core engaged. I'm going to shoot for 12 here. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Bye, my love. Have a great day. Whew. Take that weight out of your hand. Shake it on out. Wiggle it on out. Taking that left leg behind you. Into that shallow lunge. Coming up on those right toes. Roll shoulders back. 12 lunges. Six more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's grab that weight again. Keeping that right leg behind us in that shorter lunge. Bending at the elbows, lengthen through the spine, core engage. Lunge and twist towards that left side. Lunge and twist. And twist. Nice job. Six more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Let's remove that weight from our hand. Shake it on out, wiggle it on out. How did that feel? I was feeling it in my quads. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lunge to the side, take it to your bowler, pulse twice. So I'm gonna shoot for 12. It's your class, your body, so let's do it. So let's lunge and pulse. Keeping your core engaged. Maybe you find the beat in the music. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice work. I see that. Keep that spine aligned. Finish up your set. Awesome. Shake it out. Grab your weight. Shooting for 6, because this is another over the head weighted exercise. And your heart rate maybe elevated. Weight in your hand. We're going to bend our elbows, wiggle out those shoulders, lengthen through those ears. We're going to squat up, bend at the elbows, lift. Bring it back down. Squat, and then bend. So really being careful and finding each of those positions. The music definitely helps. I'm using a 3-pound weight. Let's do a couple more. Good. Triceps. And let's finish up with one more, please. One more. Awesome. Remove that weight. Now we need to get into that adductor on that other side with the bowler tap behind you. So we're going to lunge, pulse behind you twice. Let's do it. Pulse twice. Let's do 6 more. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Finish it strong. Awesome. Let's get that weight. Finish up on this side. 6 more. Let's bring those feet a little bit wider than hip distance width. Finishing up with that squat. Roll shoulders. Hinge. Bring it up. Lift. Bend at the elbows. Good. 5 more. 5. 4. 3. 'Almost forgot the elbows, didn't I? Let's do 2 more. 2. Working out right here with you. And since I messed up that last one, join me in a bonus one. Yes, nice work. Let's remove the weight. And bringing those feet in very close, finishing in with some squats, but a very thin squat. Let's do 12 of them. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open those feet. Pulsing squats. Knees and toes follow the same pathway. Wherever you want to place your hands, hips, prayer position. Finishing up with some pulsing squats in the center. Pulse. Good. Squeeze those glutes to open up those knees more. Point your tailbone towards the floor. Lift it by the tops of your ears. Squeeze. Good. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Toes forward. Roll shoulders up, back, and down. Bending right knee. Starting to move into our stretch. Inhale back up. And exhale, bend the left knee. And follow your breath. And move side to side. As you exhale, bending those knees. One more each side, please. Moving through our stretch. Allowing our heart rate to start to slow. And join me in returning to that right side. Staying here for a few breaths. And inhale back up. Exhale, hinge, and bend that left knee. And inhale back up. Bringing toes out, knees out, bend. Let's bring our hands to our thighs. Let's give ourselves a little twist. Placing right hand on your thigh, twist to that left side. Returning back through center and over to the other side. On your next inhale, returning back to the center. Open out those arms to the side, toes forward. Hinge all the way forward, flat back, stay here. Take a big deep breath, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, bend the knees or straighten them. As a matter of fact, top of your head is pointed towards the floor. Bend those knees and press hips up. Get into those hammies. Saying thank you. Bend and straighten and bend and straighten. You can have a slight bend in your knees, but keep them mostly straight and walk over to that right side. Pressing hips up, maybe adding a twist, maybe not. You can place your right hand across your back and twist up if you like, or just stay over there on that right side. If you invited a twist with your upper body, release that arm, that hand. Return your feet back to your hands back to the center. Bend and straighten those knees a few times. Really lifting those hips towards the ceiling. One more. And then with a mostly straight leg, walk over to that left side. Lifting hips. Maybe placing that left hand on your back, twisting towards that left side, maybe not. Take this stretch, what feels good to you today in this moment. If you invited a twist, release the arm, return back to the center. Bend and straighten those knees a few times. And then I want you to rotate towards that left foot. So both feet are pointed to the front. And so I'm in this kind of pyramid or lunge, but both feet are on the mat. I'm framing my left foot. Bend and straighten those legs a few times. Bend both knees, roll yourself up. Lengthen that right leg behind you even longer. Lengthen your tailbone towards the floor and actually in both directions. Bend both knees, find that stretch in that right hip flexor. And release, pressing that foot back on the floor. Let's move to the other side. So now my right foot is in front. And hinge, pressing both hips back. Hinge forward, round through the spine. Bend and straighten both of those knees. Head is pointed towards the floor. Maybe you support yourself on your thigh, on your shin, on the mat, on some blocks. And then straighten both legs. Bend both knees, press into the floor, roll yourself up. Left leg lengthens behind you, bending both knees, stretching into that left hip flexor. Keep everything in alignment again. And gently release that back foot. Shake both legs out, please. Let's do some windmills with your arms, one at a time, please. Reverse, away from you, behind. And then other arm. I'm not going to go forward today because I really want us to step in today with an open heart, our shoulders nice and wide and long. And now both. Beautiful. Let's finish by shaking it out. Shake out your body. Bend both knees, feet wider than hips, finishing with our twist. Great way to reset our spine. Your eyes follow the direction you're twisting in. Start to slow it down. And then slow down all the way. Bringing those big toes underneath hip bones. Roll shoulders. Find the lengths. Being pulled by the tops of your ears. Length in your front body. And inhale. And exhale. Nice and tall. Do it again. Inhale. And exhale one more time. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. Bring all the love down to your heart that you created for yourself. Bow your head in gratitude for this moment, your body and us being together. Te quiero mucho, gracias. I love you. Thank you so much for your time, this moment. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful day.